coming into hospital can help themselves by looking after themselves, by eating well and staying active.
The heart and the lungs are two of the main things that are going to get a patient through an operation. They're going to be supplying all the tissues in the body that have been damaged by the surgery with oxygen and nutrients, and it's the oxygen and the nutrients that are going to heal their wounds and make them better, keep their heart ticking over, keep their kidneys working, stop them having heart attacks, strokes, things like that.
Smoking does carry risks for surgery, and it can increase the complications during the surgery and after the surgery. So quitting smoking can increase wound healing, it can increase bone fusion, and can mean that somebody would spend shorter time in hospital.
It is known that people with increased alcohol use, especially dependent alcohol use, have a higher risk of all different sorts of complications during all sorts of surgical interventions.
We're keen to operate on people that are as fit as possible, particularly for patients that are having operations that are planned and don't have to be done this week or next week. And the things that we can improve generally are things like their weight. If they're overweight, that's an opportunity to lose weight. If they smoke, it's an opportunity to stop smoking. And these are opportunities to reduce the risks of the surgery, but also give us an opportunity to help the patient change their lifestyle to hopefully give them lasting benefit for many years to come.
I had a complete rupture of the quad tendon on my right knee, which entailed quite a lengthy operation to repair it. I was then in a single plaster for about 57 days, full-length leg plaster. When that was removed, I was then in a leg brace for another couple of months.
I went to the doctor and he had a prod around and found a lump. Thought it was a polyp, but when I came and had it explored a bit more, it turned out to have cancerous cells.
I was due to go on night shift at work. And about 20 to 10, I got a sharp pain in the top of my leg. By the time I got here, the bottom half of my leg had swelled up, gone all red and blistered, and it was bilious cellulitis.
I'd like to take you back to the time when I first encountered the horrible words that were whispered to me by the surgeon that I had cancer.
I had some scans and some tests, and in June 2010 I was diagnosed with the very early signs of bowel cancer. And then a few more meetings with a consultant, and I was operated on in August 2010.
We've started exercise testing patients before major surgery. At the moment it's specific to colorectal surgery, so bowel surgery, and to major vascular surgery, so surgery for aneurysms. And what we do is we put patients on an exercise bike, we measure all sorts of variables about what's happening with their heart and their lungs. We make interpretations about what exactly this means for undergoing a major operation, whether their heart and lungs are coping with the strain of the increased demands. And from this we can hopefully tell a patient a bit about what their risks are. I
came in for some pre-op tests the day before, and my resting heart rate was 56 beats per minute, which is pretty good. I had the operation on a Thursday. I was up and, well, not up, but I was awake and talking and that on the Thursday evening. I was up and about on the Saturday, and I was discharged on the Monday. I think everything I'd done beforehand, before knowing that I'd been diagnosed with bowel cancer, I think all that prep beforehand of preparing for the Great North Run and generally keeping myself fit, and my job of coaching and refereeing and stuff had prepared me well to recover well after the operation.
The main thing I would say is, you know, if you see a flight of stairs and a lift, take the flight of stairs, or if you're going to walk to work, find a slightly longer route, or just little things like that, and do it so that you can feel your heart and your lungs working. And if your heart and your lungs are having to work a bit harder when you come in for your operation, then it'll not be a great surprise to them when all of a sudden you have a big operation and your heart and lungs have to work a lot harder for, you know, a good week or two.
If you're already exercising, then keep this up. If you're not yet exercising, try to establish an exercise habit. Try to exercise for at least 10 minutes every day. Maintain your exercise habit post-surgery as part of your new lifestyle.
Particularly with a long operation or a demanding operation that's going to need some sort of respiratory support afterwards, it's vital that we get the patients to stop smoking, if at all possible. But not just stop smoking, they need to stop smoking for a considerable period of time and demonstrate that they can keep it up in the future. And we know that patients that are heavy smokers or even light smokers have much lower rates of union of those fractures or the operations where the bone is broken.
I would wake up in the morning and have a smoker's cough and couldn't do things that I could do 10 years previously. I wasn't as fit. Generally speaking, it was dawning on me that this is not right. And the opportunity really did just arrive when I had an accident and was admitted to hospital for a period. The cessation nurse came to see me, and we had a chat, and she gave me some assistance, gave me some advice, the patches, etc., and I've never looked back.
You're 4 times more likely to be successful going through the stop smoking service than trying cold turkey, and it's because of that combination of support and medication that you would get from the advisors.
It's important you stop smoking as soon as possible. Stopping smoking can help you recover faster and increase wound healing. It can also make your stay in hospital shorter and reduce the risk of further surgery. All smokers can book an appointment with the Stop Smoking service before surgery.
People fall into 2 groups that are obese, and there are the one group that we particularly like to work with are the people that are well motivated and just need a little bit of help to lose the weight that will make the difference to them.
I had to change my whole diet. No pizzas and no big calorie meals. I had to change everything. 5 a day, 6 a day, getting to manage it.
It's important to have your 5 portions of fruit and vegetables a day because that's where we get our vitamins and minerals from, and also some of our fibre. A portion size is roughly equivalent to a handful, and they can be fresh, frozen, tinned, dried or juiced.
My diet now is very, very good. I watch what I eat very, very careful now. Lots of vegetables, a lot less meat.
Try to include 5 portions of fruit and vegetables every day and 2 portions of fish each week. Have 6 to 8 glasses of fluids daily, preferably water, but tea and coffee can also be included. Too much salt can raise your blood pressure. Eat regularly. Don't skip meals.
The really heavy drinkers have got a whole host of risks associated with that. They may present with liver disease, and that may manifest itself by, for example, a bleeding tendency. And the last thing that we want a patient to have if we're going to operate on them is a tendency for them to bleed.
One indicator could be that you drink more than the nationally safe alcohol limits that are determined by the Department of Health, which is about 4 units of alcohol, not more than 4 units of alcohol per day for a man, and not more than 3 units of alcohol for a woman. See if you have an alcohol problem. It is not only important to look at the units, it is also important to look at potential problems that you actually have developed already because of your drinking too much.
You should avoid drinking alcohol a few days before your operation to help your recovery. If you drink on a daily basis and experience difficulties in stopping for a day, you should tell your consultant. This hospital treatment could be an opportunity to address a problem. You could be referred to an alcohol liaison nurse for advice on possible treatment options.
Whatever you're doing, whether it be alcohol or cigarettes, you need to seriously look at what they're doing to you before the operation, because my experience is that being physically fit before you go into the operation certainly helps when you come out the other side, and enables you to get back to a sense of normality a lot quicker than potentially if you carried on smoking or drinking right up to the operation and then continued after.
Well, I was 22 stone and now I'm 18. My plan is to get down to 15 and a half. The exercise is doing most of that, and the diet and everything else.
The changes that I made to my lifestyle have definitely helped to keep me out of the hospitals.
The Trust will try and help you to give up smoking, reduce or give up your drinking. We'll try and encourage you to eat better food, less grey foods and lots of colourful foods is never a bad idea. And we'll also suggest to you to try and maybe do a bit more exercise. And all these things are excellent things to do before any major operation.
So we see it as an opportunity that they may not get at other times during their life. And many patients are very well motivated, and they achieve the goals that we set them.